the introduction. Today I'll speak about a new technique we're using to fabricate 3D printing, and it's based on volumetric additive manufacturing. But before I get into those details, I'll just point out that this work was done at the National Research Council, which is Canada's federal labs. And we have as a mandate to advance scientific knowledge and support our Canadian small and medium-sized enterprises. We're located across the country, but specifically our lab is we're here in Ottawa. But I don't know. Interesting. You can't really see the laser pointer, or is it just the angle? Anyways, we're in Ottawa. And our group specifically does material development for additive manufacturing. The work specifically that I'm presenting was the work of Nick, Cheyenne, and Dana that I can kind of point to, but anyways, all right. So we've been doing research in printable electronics for a number of years, and in part in collaboration with a Canadian enterprise called E2IP, and they manufacture human-to-machine interfaces. And over the years, we've noticed their desire to print on surfaces that were not 2D. So they were really wanting to push what you can do in terms of 3D electronics. Why would you want to do this? When you print in 3D, you can make your devices smaller, lighter, more compact. You can make surfaces functional. You can make structural parts functional. The supply chain is simplified as well as the assembly. So there's a lot of benefits to going 3D. And these are important for a number of sectors, particularly automotive, aerospace, medical devices, and the Internet of Things, where you need to embed electronics in just about anything. So how do you make 3D electronics? There's a number of ways. Our partner, E2IP, has come up with a way to make 3D objects by screen printing conductive materials on a thermoformable substrate, thermoforming it into a 3D shape, and then encapsulating it by injection molding. Although this works well, it uses established manufacturing techniques. You can't really access a lot of complex geometries using this approach. So there's been a lot of new methods developed that enable the printing of conductors on complex shapes. Inkjet printing, aerosol, direct write, they all can deposit materials. And here's an example. Whoops, did the video go? It should. I guess maybe. Yeah. Okay, my video is not working. Anyways, you use a 5-axis motion, and you deposit materials through a nozzle and print on a 3D surface. This does work, but because you're depositing material through a nozzle, there's a few shortcomings. And that is that the process is slow. There's always a trade-off between speed and resolution. And there's a certain distance you have to keep between the nozzle and the substrate. And that standoff distance limits some of the shapes you could access. And a good example is concave shapes. So we've come up with an approach that's very different, and it's based on tomographic volumetric additive manufacturing, also known as VAM. And you'll have to, before I get into the 3D electronics, you'll have to bear with me as I explain what this method is. So this is a method that came out in 2019, and what it is you use a projector, and you project light patterns onto a rotating vial of photoresin. And as that vial is rotating and you're projecting light, enough light doses accumulated in